And she's like, okay, you ready to do this? Well, yeah, I am. I need you to quit your school. What?
You're like, damn.
Yeah, I need you to quit your school.
Yeah.
I struggle a little bit.
What's going through your head?
Why? Like, but I'm going to go to university. But,
Yeah.
she's like, well, you will make money, so you can go to university. But if you really want to get your license, I need you to be focused. Can you do that? Can you be here every day? Yes. Can you study like from 9 a.m. to like 12? Yes. I mean, it's not something that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I work at night, so I could be here in the morning and I
You're
could
like,
go to work.
easy peasy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're gonna get your license in 5 months.
Yeah.
What? 5 months? If you do what I say, you're gonna get your license in 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay. I quit my school. She wanted me to quit work.
Yeah. And what is the average time to get your license?
Well, at college, it was gonna be like a year and a half.
Oh shit.
Because it's 3 classes a semester.
Yeah.
If you do things online, there's
She was pushing you, huh?
She was.
Just bullying you.
Yeah.
And pushing you.
She was pushing me, yeah. If you do things online, you're supposed to finish a class per month.
Yeah.
If you really like put the pedal to the gas.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so welcome to the Limitless CEO podcast. Today we have a special guest. He's a realtor, fashion photographer, and a lot more. But I'm going to let him introduce himself. He's coming from far away, Palm Springs or somewhere around that area. Thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome, Jonathan.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much for having me here. I'm coming actually close to Palm Springs, the Joshua Tree area, Morongo Valley. That's where I live for now.
Yeah.
And I said now because we never know where we're going to be in the future, right?
Yep.
So I've been doing almost 6 years in real estate, but previously to real estate, I did 10 years in fashion photography.
Wow.
So actually here, downtown, the fashion district, I used to be here a lot, do a lot of photo shoots here in the area. I was working with actors, models, politicians. I had the opportunity to do their photography for their political campaigns.
Yep.
So kind of going from the arts to business, it's been a very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's amazing. So just tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is J. Ovier Alvarez?
Yes, that's my name.
Where are you? Where are you from? How is growing like Ovier?
Well, absolutely.
A little about your story.
Well, a little bit of my story. It's actually kind of like, I want to say a little bit of generic story because a lot of people are in the same shoes that I am, especially we being here in California, Los Angeles, but I'm a migrant.
Yeah.
I was born in Mexico, in Michoacan. Actually, I'm from Michoacan.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. So I'm from Michoacan, close to Sahuayo. If anybody knows where Sahuayo and Zamora, in between, a little town there.
It's Zamora is where they make the carnitas?
No, Sahuayo is with La Carnitas. Well, Sahuayo is known for carnitas, but the main place for carnitas is not Sahuayo, but they're known for that.
Yeah.
Zamora is where there's the big cathedral. They make like lochongos, dulces zamoranos, things like that. So I come from a little town called La Luz, municipio de Pajacuaran.
Yep.
So that's where I'm from. I was there till I was 14. My parents, my dad in specific, he was a politician and a business. We used to have our tortilleria, carniceria, and then I used to go to school. And on school, I actually I participate a lot in poetry and speech, you would call it here.
Yeah.
Poesía y oratoria.
Yeah.
And that's how I started participating a little bit in politics. Was my dad was involved, so since a kid, I kind of was with my dad in political campaigns and been up with the rallies. And I got the privilege to.
This was back in Mexico.
Back in Mexico,
so he was a businessman.
Yes.
He is a businessman.
A little business, having the tortilleria, having the butchery, and also we used to sell cemento como una ferretería. Like my dad did a lot of things. He was
handy.
Yeah, always. He was always his own man. My grandfather, he had his own tortilleria y molino like for 50 years.
Wow.
So that was actually the first in the town there. So
Yeah.
my dad, he got married and then he had his own and all that stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway, so just to make it shorter, the story, because
Right.
it's a long story. Um, things here in Mexico not always are the very best, and I'm not gonna try to say like crime or anything like that, but it got to a point that my family made the decision that we they wanted something different for us. I was 14, my sister, she was 11, going to 12, and my brother, I think he was 7 or 8, something like that, and my dad decided, you know what, let's I want you guys to grow to do more than what I do, because we work day to day, hard work. I
Hmm.
remember like my dad having the butchery. I would go and kill the chickens. You kill
Yeah.
them, you put on the hot boiling water, you plug the feathers, be part of that.
Yeah.
I remember going horseback riding, go milk the cows with my sister. I was 7 and she was 6. We will do that.
Wow.
We will do that since we were kids. So I've been around business. I I don't want to say like, oh my God, I have worked so hard and all that, because I think other people have worked harder than myself. But I've been part of all that, all the journey.
Yep.
I remember waking up like 6 a.m. in the morning and be there right next to the tortilleria, sacar las tortillas,
It says, yeah.
in the morning and helping as much as I could. I went to school on the afternoons. Didn't I never went to school in the mornings, because on the morning it was business.
Right.
Help run the business.
And this was back in Mexico as well.
Yeah, that was all. That was back in Mexico
Yeah.
until like I decided to move. Then we moved to Tijuana because we have family in Tijuana. My grandma, my grandpa, from my mom's side, they live in Tijuana. My dad wanted us for us to have a better future, like go to college, go to the university, not just work hard.
Yeah.
Just put it away. Because my dad, he only had like a secondary education. My mom was the one that had a little bit more education. She went
Right.
to kind of like a nunnery college on La Capital,
Yeah.
so she had just a little bit more education, but my dad always kind of like the business mindset. So we migrated to Tijuana. We were there like a year and a half, and then my family decided, you know what, we're gonna move to the United States. And this is something that I don't say so much out loud, but we migrated legally, here to the United States
Right.
with my parents. And I think this is a journey that a lot of us do, a lot of the Hispanics.
Yeah. I mean, most of my family migrated illegally as well.
So um, we did that. I arrived here in 2004. We arrived here on El Monte. That's where I arrived, and um, we were living on a garage
Wow.
for like 2 years, 2 years and a half. My dad, my mom, myself, my siblings, and we went through a lot of things. Definitely coming to a country you don't speak the language, you don't know. And
Were you going to school here in El
yeah,
Monte
yeah,
High School?
actually I was going to Temple City High.
Nice.
Because we
Is that
were
the one on Rosemead?
no, it is close to Rosemead, but
Yeah.
it's on Temple City.
Right.
And so it's a little bit different. I don't want to say like, oh my God, it's like something out of the ordinary and out of this world. No, it's just when you're a kid, you follow your parents where they go, what they do, you do what they say. And I remember I struggle a little bit. I don't want to say like I don't want to put that I'm a victim, which I am not. I want to make clear I'm not a victim. I don't never feel myself in a victim. That's actually maybe one of the great blessings that I had through my dad. He never told us like, oh, we're Mexicans, we're different, or we're less than other people. I never felt. I actually, maybe in my entire 20 years in the United States, if I ever felt someone being racist to me, the word racist, it only has come twice on my 20 years. And because I never allowed that. I never presented myself like me being a victim.
Right.
One of the things my dad always engraved to us is like, it doesn't matter who you are or your skin color, your ethnicity, where you come from, your religion, your sexuality, or whatever it is. What it means is the quality of the person you are,
Right.
and your
100%.
actions. Your actions, that's what it shows, like what kind of person you are. So if you work hard for things, you deserve things, then you deserve to be rewarded, you deserve to earn.
Mhm.
But if you only talk but you don't do it, you don't you don't do anything. So hey, if somebody calls you lazy or somebody calls you
Yeah.
something, the only way you prove them wrong is with your actions, not with your words.
Right.
And that has always been kind of part of myself, So I went to high school here, Temple City, speaking no English. I was going on the mornings, to the high school, taking ESL, taking regular classes because I was a junior, by that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So I was taking ESL, regular classes, junior classes, and then I was going night school.
Yeah.
On La Rosas, that's the name of the place, a night adult school. So I could get all my grades,
Right.
and then I could be at the same level and everybody.
So you were
So
doing double shift.
I was, yeah, I was doing double shifts.
Yeah.
So I could, because my dad told them at school that I was going to be able to graduate with everybody in 2006
Wow.
and walk. And that was the way that I had to do it. It was the only way.
Yep.
And then I had to go to summer school, all that.
Right.
I was always immersed in
Put
that.
in the work.
Yeah. So actually, the hardest thing that it was for me when I was in school, it was math. And people will always say, like, well, math should be so easy. Math was not easy for me.
Yeah. For me, it was the opposite.
it-
Math was my favorite subject.
Well, I didn't dislike math. I
Right.
just didn't understand it.
Right,
It's just
yeah,
like
it's
that was one of the
complicated.
things. Everything else was easy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have the best grades, but I did graduate. I did walk. I
Right.
graduated with my peers. I not necessarily the best GP. What do you say? What's the
It's
name?
a GPA.
GPA.
Yeah.
Does not. I had a very low GPA, but the goal, speaking English in 2 years, I did it and graduated with my peers.
I mean, that's amazing. A lot of people are here for 5, 10 years. They don't speak the language
Well,
because they're not committed. They're not taking the action.
well, it's kind of like my dad. Like my dad pushed me. Like he did talk to administration.
He
in
had
school.
the whip.
Yeah, no, yeah. You have to do it. He's like,
Yeah.
you're not working. You're doing anything else. So what else do you have to do?
Right.
So it was not easy. And then something that people don't know when they see me, I have a natural disability. I have a limp because I was born with deformation on my bones. So and I don't want to make it like sound a victim because that's not what I want to make this about. But that's why my dad always makes sure, like, there's either people that perhaps want to take advantage of you or want to say things about it, but you have to be strong and you have to prove them wrong.
Yep.
Not necessarily you're gonna fight, not necessarily you're gonna get yourself in trouble or anything like that, but just be proud of who you are and do what you have to do. And that's kind of been my mindset, because since I came to this country, illegally, I remember even to going to school, we were living on that garage, not a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was walking an hour to go to high school.
Wow.
I was walking an hour, every day. I'll either take the bus. Eventually, I got a bicycle, go on the bicycle to school. So, because at the same time, I didn't want to disappoint my family, but also I didn't want to feel like I couldn't do things. I know things didn't come easy, and I was not expecting like things to be given to me. But also, I had never felt that I don't want to hanged out.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, no.
if I whatever I have is because I earn it and I deserve it.
Right.
Whatever that is, 1 peso, 2 pesos, or
Yeah, you wanted to earn it.
$1 million. I want to earn it. I want to deserve it.
Yeah.
And that even my education, that journey that I went through, it has been my walk.
Yeah.
I remember friends driving on their cars, seeing me walking, and
Yeah.
but that was my journey, my kind of like my beginning here on in the United States.
So what did you do after high school?
So after high school,
Did you go to college?
I
Or?
did. I
Yeah.
did went to college. We actually moved from LA, here Pasadena. We moved to Riverside County. Moreno Valley,
Right.
and I went to RCC, Riverside Community College.
Hmm.
Um, then, when you are in a new country, like the dreams that I had in Mexico, my goals were completely gone.
Right. It's a complete opposite.
Well, the reason why is like everything here was more expensive. I didn't speak the language. I didn't have papers, so I couldn't apply the things that I wanted to do, and whatever
Right.
I wanted to do was so expensive. So back in Mexico, I had already earned to enter El Cebetis for a clinical lab or something like that,
Yeah.
and because I wanted to be a physician since I have my disability. I wanted to like study medicine so I could help other people.
Right.
That was one of the things that I wanted to do. When I moved to Tijuana and I continue to be part on speech and poetry and participating in politics and things like that, one of my professors was a news TV host for Televisa Tijuana.
Nice.
So, and since I skip a couple things. I
Yeah.
was one of the champions in poetry in
Wow.
Michoacan and one of the champions in Tijuana as well. So I kind of said like I could do medicine and maybe go into journalism. So I was thinking about those things.
Yeah.
So when I came here, it's like I don't speak the language shit.
Yeah.
I start thinking like, okay, let me graduate high school. Medicine was so out of out
Yeah.
of my hands
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was so expensive. I didn't have the best grades because you were starting from scratch. So I went to college, kind of get my general education to try to figure out what is that I wanted to do, or what can I afford? That
Yeah.
was another thing. What can
Yeah.
you do? What can you afford? How can I make some money?
Right.
Um, so I decide to go to journalism. I decide like, okay, let's do journalism, and I earn a small scholarship for art, actually,
Yeah.
because I start taking a lot of art courses,
Yeah.
because I did a lot of the other things. I said like, you know what, my first year in college, let me do everything that I had never done.
Yeah.
Let me enjoy myself a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Do
So
something different.
yeah, so I took a lot of art courses, but
Yeah.
going towards journalism, that was kind of like my goal back then. Um, so through art, I earned a scholarship to study more art, and I started taking a lot of art classes. So one of the classes that I took it was photography, and
Mhm.
photography was part science, part of journalism, and part of arts. So I remember taking photography, black and white, 35 millimeter. You actually had to
Yeah.
develop the photos, print, from the little rolls,
From
and
scratch.
you had
Yeah.
to learn how to do all that on the black room. So it
Yeah.
was exciting to me. It was fun. It was something.
Yeah.
It was fun. That was what it
Yeah.
is. It was fun. Um,
That was something you like doing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
something that I enjoy. Well, I got hooked.
Yeah. That's how you got into photography.
That's how I got into photography. I got hooked, and I remember at school, their focus of photography was architecture photography, nature photography, portraiture, animal photography, beautiful work that they
Yeah.
did. And one of my professors, he was a professor in RCC, and also he was a professor for the Art Center here in Pasadena. The
Yeah.
Art Center Pasadena is one of the best schools here in California for arts.
Yep.
So I had a very good professor.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't like to do um, animal photography, landscaping, or architecture, or nature photography,
Yeah.
or any of that.
What was your passion?
Well, I enjoy the art and the
Yeah,
skill. Because
yeah,
believe me,
yeah.
to get some of this photography, you do have to have the skill
Right.
and the vision.
So it's not just taking a picture. You need to know about lenses, cameras, and
angles,
lightning.
exactly date of light. You have to create,
Right.
capture it. You have,
Yeah.
that's one of the things you learn.
Yeah.
You not only you just snap, you want something, you ambition it.
Yeah.
You have to figure out, what time of day to be there. A lot of things go into it. If you really want to do a piece of art,
Yeah.
some amazing photography.
Hmm.
To me, it was people.
Yeah.
I was curious about people. I'm like, I don't want to be shooting nature. I don't want to be shooting all that. People, to me, people, it was like something. And I started shooting people, doing headshots. I started doing a little bit more fashion, and then through that, I got invited to do some photography for a small modeling agency for kids
Mm,
in Ontario.
yeah.
So I started doing photography for kids, that they needed for to start on their career.
Yeah.
I think I did that for a year.
How was that like?
Um, well, it was fun,
Yeah.
but at the same time, working with kids is challenging.
I know they don't pay attention.
Yeah,
They don't show up.
you have to have some certain patience,
They're not committed.
and I didn't have that kind of patience. Believe me, I was able to do my work because I'm easy to work.
Yeah.
But working with kids is challenging.
Yeah. What was the biggest challenge?
Of working with kids,
Yeah.
well, to try to get a picture that look natural without making look that they're posing.
Yeah.
Because you cannot force a kid to pose.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
You could tell them instructions. Hey, and then after that, it's kind of like taking them to go where you want to go, so you could capture the picture. So I learned that. I tried to make them pose.
Yeah.
The photos were horrible. And that was another thing. I didn't want to be like every other photographer, like that basic pose photography. To me, that was like, fuck, and they do anything better than that.
Yeah.
So that was hard with kids, like getting a picture that looks natural.
So what's an advice that you can give me so I can take good pictures of my kids?
Oh, your kids?
Yeah. Since you're already in the topic.
Okay. Well, put them on a setting that they enjoy. Like if you're gonna take a family picture, put it on the setting that they enjoy,
Like a playground or something.
something like that. So they actually having fun.
Something natural.
Yeah. And then what I will do, they will be doing their whatever they're doing. I was doing some gestures or something like that. I will go poke their ribs or try to surprise them when something. I will go back and snap my picture or multiple pictures.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't have them like, hey, look at the camera.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me. They weren't.
Yeah.
Or they will give me faces, or they will start to cry. So I needed to create a moment that for a little second, I could have their attention.
Yep. Makes sense.
Because they're not. You have a kid for 5-10 minutes or more than that.
Yeah. They're done.
They're done. So if you're gonna create the setting, the environment.
And don't tell them, just
like that's how it is, with kids. And we're talking kids between maybe 1 and 6.
Okay. So for my two small ones.
Yeah, because once they're 7, they're a little bit more aware, so they could actually participate and understand.
Yep.
And then those kids, they some know that they really do like it. They want to pose, so you're able to work with 6 over a little bit more. But little kids, with that you can.
Yeah.
You can force them or push them to do anything.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
So yeah. So I going to photography again. I'm sorry.
So then you went to adults.
I went to adults.
Yeah.
I actually, because I did work with kids for like over a year. I got requested to start shooting more older kids, teenagers, and then my photography became more known, and people started liking. So more adults, upcoming models and upcoming actors. Not someone so recognizable. Just saying,
Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio.
No. People that wanted
Angelina Jolie.
People that wanted to get in the industry. You need a headshot.
Up and coming.
Yeah, up and coming. That's correct. And then through there, I actually got a manager here in Los Angeles.
Nice. Hollywood.
Yeah, I actually had 2 managers here in Los Angeles. I forgot I'm forgetting the guy, the first guy. I think his name was Otis.
Yeah,
a Jewish guy. And he was my manager for about 2 years, and he would get all my contracts to start shooting more models, like for agencies.
Yeah.
Then from there, I think he went back to Jerusalem or something. Can't quite remember. It's been so many years. But then I got hired again. I got a new manager, Vince Lasso, Mexican, Italian Jewish guy, and he got a lot of my bookings, a lot of my my deals, and that was on the fashion world.
Yeah.
But then also fashion world took me to the private world, working with private clients. And some of those private clients became politicians.
Yep.
They needed someone that knew how to work the camera to make him look good, for the political campaigns.
Yeah.
So I went from photographer to image creator. That was my title. Image creator.
So you went right off the bat, like from like college to photography.
Yeah, but I actually didn't finish college, because I
That's
got
a,
so immersed
that's
into
amazing.
into
Yeah.
photography. Oh,
Yeah.
and then through all this journey,
Yeah.
I had no car.
You had no car.
I had no car.
Wow.
I would go from Moreno Valley like every other day to Los Angeles,
Yeah.
the bus, the train.
Mm-hmm.
That was my
With
journey.
your equipment.
And with my equipment, I always had two camera bags,
Yeah.
with me, and I would leave like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning to go get the bus. I had to take like two buses to the train in Riverside, and then from there get here in Union Station, downtown LA, right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And then from there, depending my day or my photo shoot, well, I'll
Mhm.
take the red line to Hollywood,
Yeah.
or the blue line to Long Beach, or the yellow line to Pasadena. I actually did a lot of my photo shoots in Pasadena,
Yeah.
because the buildings, clean city,
Mm-hmm.
easy to walk, no one's gonna rob you.
Yeah. Talking about discipline, man. Yeah.
And then I will also do a lot of my photo shoots in Malibu. So
Yeah.
I did all that to 10 years. I got the honor and the pleasure to be VIP private with ex-governor Jerry Brown,
Wow.
because I was working, on that circle. I helped Congresswoman Eloise Reyes, because I think she's the third or fifth most powerful woman in California right now.
Yeah.
Um,
That's amazing.
so I was her photographer, image creator when she started, and then I did work with other politicians in their campaigns, both sides of the aisle,
Yeah.
Democrat or Republican. And I say that with pride because I people hire me because I did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you like working the most?
Oh shit, you put
You're
me
like, that's
here.
how you put, I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Yeah, you definitely put me on the spot. Well, I have no filter.
Right.
Definitely, Republicans pay the best.
Right.
And I'm not preferential or anything here, but they recognize my work, my talent, and they were not afraid of paying.
Right.
I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Nice. So Republican pay the most.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and then some of our blue friends, they wanted everything for free.
Right. Wow.
You know what?
You wouldn't imagine that.
I don't want to go into the
Right,
I
right.
don't want to go into the political world, but to everybody that is watching,
Yeah.
it is very important that it doesn't matter what age you are,
Yeah.
and especially me that I was a migrant.
Yeah.
Those 10 years I did struggle a lot.
Right.
And I had to prove myself a lot. And I did a lot of F work for free.
Yeah.
To get to the level, to get the connections, to do what I wanted to do. If you ask me today, Ovier, would you have done that again? Probably no.
Probably not. Yeah.
No, I didn't know my value.
Yeah.
And people did not respect me because I didn't know my value.
Yeah.
Not only did I didn't know my value, I give things for free that cost a lot.
Yeah.
My time, my effort, my education. People liked my work because I actually put a lot of work and effort, and I did damn good job.
Yeah, because you were probably doing a great job, but maybe somewhere else they'll probably pay you a lot more, right?
Yeah,
They were not
exactly.
like taking care of your time or not even caring about it.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Especially because now that I see it, like I had no car, going from
Mhm.
so far, coming over here, and actually working like almost for nothing,
Yeah.
like for migajas.
Yeah.
And it was more the passion. It was more like the drive to do something, to wanted to do something well done. Because that was
Right.
one of the things that my dad always like. When you do something, do it right, do it well. Like exceed.
Mhm.
But looking back, probably I should have said no to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it would have saved me a lot of struggles.
Yeah.
Because I was on my 20s, a migrant, no papers. And I went to many places with many, many important people. I'm not ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
But many of those many, many important people were not paying me.
Yeah.
And I don't say that with resentment. I say that with I didn't know my value. So everybody out there, it's
Mhm.
very, very important for you to know your value.
Yep.
I think that is what made me get into real estate 10 years later.
Yeah. So maybe like if you're not in the right place, just change your circle,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you know what? That was also very important that you say that, because I didn't have a circle of mentors
Right.
or someone to look up. or someone who I could ask, especially in the business, because I started doing photography for the art, for the love, but it was a business.
Right.
Actually, I was a migrant in document. I had no papers. That was actually the way how I was paying my school.
Yeah.
That was how I was paying my bills.
So how much were you making back then when you were a photographer?
So photography, my best month, it was between $1,000 to $3,000.
Yeah. Okay, and then that's how you got into real estate.
Yeah, because I got fed up.
Yeah.
I got fed up that after 10 years, I had my own studio for like 2 years.
Wow.
I rented a space in Banning, California. I
Mm-hmm.
had my studio there for 2 years because I kind of got tired of being the wandering photographer,
Yeah.
So I opened my first business.
Yeah.
I can't remember the year right now, but I opened my studio
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Wow.
And then I got out of photography because I got what's the word here? Decepcionado.
Yeah. Discouraged.
Disencouraged.
Yeah.
That after 10 years actually working with very important people, being featured in multiple magazines,
Yeah.
that's another thing. When I was in photography,
Yeah.
I got invited so many times to go outside the United States to work.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I
Yeah.
had no papers.
Because of the legal issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was invited to go to Brazil. I was invited to go to the UK, to go to Russia,
So many opportunities.
many things, and I couldn't. And here in the United States, there were some opportunities that were great, but after 10 years and proving yourself,
Yeah.
and struggling to people actually wanting to pay for your work,
Yeah.
that was a tipping point. And I said, like, F this. I have enough. I don't have to prove myself to anybody. If you want to hire me, and this is what you need
Yeah.
to pay me.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You want good
This
work?
is a price.
You're gonna get good work with me.
Take it or leave it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I decided, like, you know what? Screw this shit. Let's go back to school.
Yeah.
I went back to school.
When was this? Like how
I'm
many
very
years ago?
bad with years. So
How long have you been in real estate?
It's going to be 6 years,
Oh.
May 28.
Yeah.
So I went back to school probably 2017, 2016.
Right.
Let's say 2016,
Yeah.
something around there. I went back to school. I'm like, I need to do something different. I continue doing photography.
Yeah.
By then,
To pay the bills.
yeah, well, because actually,
You need to have a side hustle.
since I came to the United States, I had never worked for anybody. Hold on, there's going to be a time that I did work for someone,
Yeah.
but photography was my living for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got DACA.
Mm-hmm.
I apply. I
Yeah.
get my work permit. So I was doing photography.
Mm-hmm.
When DACA came in, I can't remember the year that DACA came in.
Yeah. I remember.
But I think it took like a year and a half after DACA came in that I got my DACA, Like I got an attorney and all that, so we had to save money for it. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So I decided to go back to school and I couldn't figure out what. Anyway, so I was doing photography and I'm like, well, I need to put my social security to work. So I could,
retirement plan.
So I could exist here because I had no credit.
You're
I had
a ghost.
I had a ghost.
Yeah.
So I started working. Where do you think I started working?
Sales. Salesman.
No. Your
dealership.
close. Nope.
Well, McDonald's.
Well, it was not McDonald's, but it was in the food industry. I started working at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Taco Bell.
Well, I started working at Taco Bell and I was a cook.
Yeah.
I was a cook. So I worked in Taco Bell for 5 years.
Wow. Do you know how to make tacos?
Well, I know how to make real tacos, not ensemble tacos.
Yeah.
Back in Mexico, we also were, used to sell tacos.
Yeah.
Funny thing. Anyway, so I was there for 5 years, in Taco Bell, doing my photography, working at nights. I remember it was after 4 or 5, because on the mornings was for photography.
Yeah.
So I could do whatever I needed. And from 4:30 to 1 a.m., I was working on the restaurant.
Wow.
That was me. And then I was going to school.
As well.
Going to school, finish my general education, and then I decide, well, let's not do so much the journalism because my English was not the best. I didn't have a good, I had an accent, so someone disencouraged me to go through that route. So since I work in politics, I said, like, let's go political science.
Mhm.
So I went to political science. I took all my classes for political science, and that kind of was the route that I
That you were
thought
taking, yeah.
I was gonna be, try to save the world, be a politician or
Yeah.
something. And my dad, for the past, I don't know, many years, I was saying, you should do real estate. You should do real estate. You should do real estate. The fuck, I got so much tired. My dad saying you should do real estate. Like, God, first I didn't have documents to do real estate. Now that I had the DACA, I could.
Yeah.
And my dad, he just kept nagging me about it. So in school, in college.
What was going through your mind?
Say it again?
What was going through your mind when he was saying you should do real estate?
Well, I didn't have the mind. I didn't have the business mind.
Yeah.
The sales mind. That was never me, even though I was doing photography, but I struggled to have that business mind.
Right.
So I'm like, no, the fuck, I don't want to be a realtor. Who wants to be a realtor? Not me at that point, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not me at that point. I want to make that clear. So I remember being in college and I saw the syllabus, the roster, the classes, the catalog, and I saw real estate. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the class. I could tell my dad I'm taking the class so he never again bothers me.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm done. I take the class. I tell here, Dad, I'm taking real estate.
Yeah, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Sorry. I didn't mean it that way, but that was what was going on my mind.
Yeah.
And I was taking all my other classes and I was having fun and I was enjoying. And actually, I almost was done with the political science. I actually was looking into universities to transfer. So I was thinking to go to Irvine.
Mm-hmm.
I always was a dream for me to go to Harvard or go to other schools, Berkeley, UCLA. So I was thinking, I was researching how much money was going to cost me. So the best it was Irvine because it was like back then.
Yeah.
Back then it was like $12,000 a semester.
That's it.
I don't even know
how much it is. Like $60,000?
I don't know how much it is now. But back
inflation.
Then, so I'm like, okay, I think I could afford this, working at Taco Bell. I could make some money and then I could try to get some scholarships. I was figuring out.
Yeah.
I was like.
You had your blueprint ready.
Yeah, I was getting excited about it. And I'm like, I could get an internship since I was already in politics.
Yeah, yeah. That's connected.
It was connected.
Doing.
But then I got that real estate class.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the pivot moment.
Yeah.
I always been that anything that I take, like I said, I take a class, I do good.
Yeah, you take it seriously. You're competitive.
Even
like
if I don't have to like the stuff, even math.
Yeah.
I don't have to like it, but I do good.
Yeah.
As
long as you have a calculator.
Yeah, I'll do good. So I remember we had a guest speaker. Carol Mana. If you ever see this video, thank you so much.
Yeah.
For everything. Caroline Mana, she was a guest speaker. She was the manager for a local real estate company in Joshua Tree. Actually, Yucca Valley, to be exact. She went there. There's this big, a big lady, not, what's the right word to say here?
A lot of muscle lady.
Well, tall, red hair.
Yeah.
Big figure.
Yeah.
And she was very confident.
Yeah.
She was like a big personality. She was like, real estate's a great career. It is not for the lazy. It's not for the, soft skin. This is a tough industry, but you have the opportunity to make a lot of money and help your family and blah, blah, blah.
What is she? She pick up the phone and start dialing.
Yeah, well, she was kind of like that type of, but she's like, but if you don't have what it takes, do not fucking try real estate.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I felt personal that she was talking to me. Like, what? She thinks that I cannot do this? I don't know. She was not telling me, but she was that like.
You felt it.
Like.
Yeah, you
I remember.
Connected with her.
Yeah, I remember, she was leaving and I said like, hey, you know what? With kind of like a little low voice.
Yeah.
I think I'm interested in real estate. She's like, well, here's my car. Don't think. If you're sure and you want to do this, call me.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time. She was very clear.
Yeah.
Do not waste my time.
Yeah.
That kind of struck me like that. Like.
Yeah.
Don't bother me if you're not sure.
That's like your gas.
Yeah, it was like nobody ever like that, So to me,
like not to Ovier.
Yes, not to me. Yes, not to me. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So I remember 2 months passed. I was, still doing photography
Yeah.
and Taco Bell, and I was getting fucking tired, frustrated of making burritos every
Yeah.
day and working from 4:30 to 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning.
That must be tough.
I was getting like making $16,000 a year the most. I'm like, what the heck? I'm gonna do this. I want to go to college. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make this work here.
Yeah.
So I remember driving to work like
Yeah.
4,
Yeah.
and then I saw the real estate company
Yeah.
that she was
Yeah.
from, and I'm like, oh. So I stopped
Yeah.
with my uniform,
Right.
and I'm like, hey, she was there. How are you? You went to my school and you talk about real estate, and I think I want to do this. You
Yeah.
think, or are you sure?
She's like, don't think.
Yeah, well, I want to do this. She kind of forced me to say, like, I want to do this. Okay,
Yeah.
call me tomorrow, make an appointment with me
Yeah.
because I'm busy. Okay. And when you come, please come dress up properly. Okay.
You're looking to yourself like,
Well, I was with my Taco Bell uniform,
I need a suit.
Okay, come dressed to the part.
Yeah.
Okay, easy. A photographer working in politics. I'm used to wear suits. So
Right.
I come by. I talk to her, and she's like, "Okay, you ready to do this?" Well, yeah, I am. I need you to quit your school. What?
You're like, damn.
Yeah, I need you to quit your school.
Yeah.
I struggle a little bit.
What's going through your head?
Why? But I'm going to go to university. But,
Yeah.
she's like, well, you will make money, so you can go to university. But if you really want to get your license, I need you to be focused. Can you do that? Can you be here every day? Yes. Can you study from 9 a.m. to 12? Yes. I mean, it's not something that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
And I work at night, so I could be here in the morning and I
You're
could
like,
go to work.
easy peasy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're gonna get your license in 5 months.
Yeah.
What? 5 months? If you do what I say, you're gonna get your license in 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay. I quit my school. She wanted me to quit work.
Yeah. And what is the average time to get your license?
Well, at college, it was gonna be like a year and a half.
Oh shit!
Because it's 3 classes a semester.
Yeah.
If you do things online, there's.
So she was pushing you, huh?
She was.
She was bullying you.
Yeah,
and pushing you.
She was pushing me. Yeah, if you do things online, you're supposed to finish a class per month.
Yeah.
If you really put the pedal to the gas.
Yeah.
So plus, it takes time for the state to process the application, 5-6 months. If you really concentrate and do that.
Yeah.
And that's what she, set myself for me to do. So I say yes. I didn't quit Taco Bell because, well, that was how I was making money.
That was your main source of income.
Yeah, and then photography too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll quit school, but not Taco Bell. It needs too money. And by that, I have got a car now, finally.
Yeah. Nice.
So I needed to pay my car.
Right.
I needed money to pay my car. My first car, Chevy Cruze. That was my first little car.
Nice.
So I got my license May 28, 2018.
2019.
18.
18. Wow.
2018. That's when in San Diego. I remember walking out of my first attempt.
Yeah.
This is not something so miraculous, but out of 80% of people who take the real estate license, they fail. And only 20% they take it.
What do you do different?
Me? Different?
Yeah. Was it a tip? People that are trying to get their license. You got it in 5 months and you got it the first try?
Yeah.
What do you do?
So study every day, minimum an hour.
Yeah.
And then do a book a month. So 16 chapters. That was what it was on my book.
Yeah.
So I don't know now because they might break it.
It might be similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 60, 32, whatever it is. So I try to do a chapter per day.
Mm-hmm.
So I will read a chapter and then I will take the time next day to study and do my flashcards. And
Mm-hmm.
I will say, do not memorize things,
Mm-hmm.
understand, which is much important. If you understand the terms, really comprehend,
Yep.
not memorize,
Mm-hmm.
because the test, if you memorize something, it might come 3-5 different ways, completely different.
Yep.
But if you understand the concept, understand the words, understand the regulations or the law,
Mm-hmm.
even if they phrase something different, you will know the answer.
Yeah. I love it.
That was
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
key. Don't memorize.
I'm ready to get
things.
my license.
Go, yeah. So
I think I have too much on my plate, but I got the concept.
oh, and another thing, that was another thing that Caroline said. Like, you have too many things in your life. You need to focus, concentrate. So get rid of a couple things.
Yeah.
I got rid of photography, so
Wow.
I could concentrate in real estate.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got rid of working at Taco Bell. But I'm not there on that story. So I got my license.
Yeah.
It took me 3 months to do my first sale. Now ask me.
Well, but that was fast. So 3 months. There's people that sell like a couple houses a year, and they think they're crushing it.
To me, it was like a long time, 3 months. Now ask me,
Yeah.
how much was my first check?
How much was your first check?
$150.
Oh shit! But it was a milestone though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a win, a small little win.
I remember my first sale. It was a lot of land in Georgia 3 for $10,000.
Oh.
And
how much commission? 1.5?
5%.
Oh, 5%.
But the reason why I got $150 is because the broker, she put me on that deal. Like
she took all the commission. Huh?
Well, she brought me into the deal. She's like, "Hey, Ovier, I got this listing in Joshua 3. It's a little baby listing, $10,000.
Yeah,
we'll go on it together, so you could have something going and some experience."
Right.
I'm like, okay, grateful.
1,000%.
Who does that?
Nobody. Yeah,
I took it. So I remember going to, and she let me handle the client.
Yeah.
No, she was kind of mentor me, but she allowed me to handle the client. And we got the listing. I remember going to put the sign because she gave me all instructions. You do this, blah, 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 take the photos, etc. So I did everything she wanted me to do. So the neighbor comes out.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is that lot for sale?" And that was, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah.
"I don't want anybody moving here." "You don't?" "No." "Well, fucking buy the lot then." I said, like, "Well, you could buy the lot then."
Yeah.
"Are you serious?" "Yeah." "Well, you don't want anybody moving here." Right? "Why don't you buy it?"
Yeah.
I was kidding.
Yeah.
But he gave me a look. "How much it is?" "Well, it's selling for 10. But it's the first day. I just put the sign."
Yeah.
"Okay. I'll buy the lot." "Perfect. 10." And I'm like, I don't think my clients are gonna settle for 10 because we just started today.
Yeah.
11. Deal. Sold. I didn't even call my clients.
You're like, sold!
Yes, I felt like this TV show was like sold. I didn't even call my client. I didn't even know what to do.
Yeah.
I just remember driving back to the office. Like,
you're like, what next?
Yeah, exactly. I drove back to the office. I told my my manager, Caroline, "Hey, Caroline, I went to put the sign and I sold a lot." "What do you mean you sold a lot?" "Well, the neighbor wants to buy it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sell it for $11,000.
Yeah.
How do you
Not
do
10?
that?
11?
Not 10, 11.
Hey,
Yeah.
marked it up.
A little bit more. Yeah. So, okay, well, do you got the neighbor's phone number? No. Well, then how are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I go back, knock on his door. "Hey, can we meet up? Can you come to the office? So we could figure this out." So he came and, we figured out. Anyway, we closed the sale, but after commission splits, blah, blah, $150. It was my first check.
Yeah.
After that, that was the beginning of like another one and another one and another one. So on my first year, I closed 12 transactions.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So I was making, I said in Taco Bell, $12,000 to $16,000.
Mm-hmm.
So my first year, I made shy of $60,000.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Going from like 12,000 to like 60,000?
Yeah.
You 5x?
Yeah, my first year.
Damn.
And then my second year, I sold like 19 homes. And then on my
19?
third, 19. And then on my third, I sold like 30. And then like 32 on the following. And then the best, it was kind of like COVID.
Yeah.
42 transactions on that. Yeah. And then right now it's been a little bit slow. Not necessarily because the market is slow. I've been slow. That's one of the things that I learned.
Yeah.
You will sell in a good market or in a bad market. It doesn't matter. Yeah. There's always opportunity out there.
Yeah.
It's just about you, how you take those opportunities, and if you can make it work. Since the interest rates went up, like I have been struggling myself.
Yeah.
That's why I don't blame the market.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
My focus, my drive. You make a lot of money. You spend a lot of money. You do a lot of things you're not supposed to do. You know,
Like buying nice suits.
yeah, or buying a brand new Tesla.
Brand new Tesla.
Yeah,
I
or
mean,
and many other things. But
there's
no,
only one life, so you gotta enjoy.
yeah. So these past 2 years been a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
They have been, but we're there.
So you have your own. What does it? I saw on your website, JV Alvarez or Ovier Alvarez Group.
Well,
Is that your real estate company?
I kind of have evolved. I started with a little company called Capitalist Real Estate. It's been
Mhm.
there like 2 years and a half. That's where I met Caroline. I wouldn't be a real estate agent without her. So thanks so much, Caroline. She was very strict.
Mhm.
I would call her Lady Dragon because the
Yeah.
but the person who I am today is thanks to her. And then I was there for 2 years. I grew. I became from being on that little office,
Mhm.
the only Latino, everybody white. I was the only Latino,
Oh.
the only Spanish speaking agent. And it was kind of funny. Look, check this out.
Yeah.
It's funny because everybody thought Ovier is going to do all the Latino people here
Yeah.
on the area because I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think it happened?
You did all the English
I did
and
all,
Spanish
I did
and
about
French.
I actually did about 90% of my clients were white.
Yeah. Oh wow.
They were so surprised that a lot of my clients were not Latino. For the past 5 years and a half, almost 6 years,
Yeah.
about 80% of my clients have been non-Latinos. And I don't say that with pride because I would love to help more of my community,
Yeah.
but it's just where life has taken me.
Yeah.
You know,
You were taking on the better customers.
I don't want to say taking on a better customers. I'm gonna say like very challenging customers.
They were more challenging
Oh,
than
absolutely.
the Spanish ones.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. The level of professionalism is bigger.
Yep.
It is bigger because white folk they can sue right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it definitely put me into try to do things right. And I see myself as I start to kind of like work in the Latino market. We tend to do a lot of Mickey Mouse things.
Yep.
You know, be very lax.
Yep.
A lot of accidents happen. Oh, people don't. We Latinos we tend to be very trustworthy.
Yep.
And when you work with a professional, someone you trust, you kind of leave things to the professional or to the person. And then sometimes I don't want to say everybody, but then sometimes you know people. We have the say on Spanish, le das la mano a alguien y agarran la pata. I don't
Sí.
know. I don't know how to translate that on English, but let's say they take advantage of that trust.
They do all the time. Yeah.
So, and not necessarily that they steal from you or that they rob you. No, people take advantage of the trust people put into it because you don't do a good job for them.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I learned in working in this industry, either I save money to my clients or I make them money. That's one of my two things. And how can I save money to my clients? But making sure that the money they spend is a very good spend money.
Or deliver quality and value.
That is something that is like, because funny thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people think it's just about saving money, but it's also about the experience, the quality, like the way you deliver the service.
Absolutely. A lot of the few Latino people that I have helped, we don't want to spend money. We want to save money on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then saving money in real estate, depending on what it is,
Yeah.
can actually cost you a lot of money
Yeah.
on the long time.
Yep.
And then I have got these experiences, not personally myself, but people that I have known. Very simple.
All right.
People sometimes they don't want to pay for home inspections.
Yep.
You are required to have a home inspection if you're having a loan.
Yeah.
They
want to do their own home inspection,
or they have the cousin of the friend that is a construction, and
they don't have the experience.
Let's say they do. Let's just say they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say they do, but they don't want to spend
Assuming
They don't want to pay a professional to have the report.
Yeah.
Those $350, $500, $800, depending on the area, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Can save you.
It's gonna go
lots of money
way.
on the future.
Yeah.
Well, I had a client. I did not help him personally. He became a client that he bought a property a couple years ago, and he didn't had a home inspection.
Right.
I think he bought cash or something, so everything happened so fast. Well, he was not aware that there was a septic system on the property.
Oh, shit.
It was not sewer.
Yeah.
So 3-4 years later on, the system is backing up.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck is happening here?
Fucking nightmare.
Yeah, now he had to have the plumbers to come and
Yeah.
take a look.
Yeah.
Well, your septic is broken. You know, it needs to be. What? I have a septic?
You're like
Yeah.
$50,000 later.
Well, 20 plus.
Yeah.
And then he calls me, and because I'm helping him now on other things.
Yeah.
Hey, what do I do here? Can I sue the agent? What can I do? Blah blah blah. You know, people get all mad, and now they try to do things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, let me review the contract.
You're like, I'm the agent. You ain't suing no one.
the previous
right,
agent,
the
whoever he got help from, you know, he's trying to ask me, what do I do here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you have the documents from when you bought the house? Let me take a look. That's the first thing. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have here a document where you sign that you waive your right to do a home inspection.
Mm.
So you can't sue anybody because you accepted the home as it is.
Mm-hmm. So check your contracts.
Well, yeah, check your contracts. And not only that, check your contracts. It's like, as an agent, we supposed to advise you. I always tell my clients, hey, you have the right to do an home inspection, termite, to do all this for you to be satisfied that you like the property and you're good. Well, I don't want to spend money.
Yeah.
Well, at least let's do have a home inspection. So that way, even if you don't want to spend, you know what conditions you're buying the property. And the reason why I actually emphasize a lot, because sometimes the home inspector will find things about the property that not even the seller knew.
Right. Right.
You know, they go up on the ceiling, they go on the attic or the basement or
like the roof, electrical,
whatever it is.
Yeah, so foundation.
If that client had have a home inspection, the home inspector will have at least said, you need a professional to come inspect the septic because I am not the expert on that field.
Right. And then they can make an informed decision once they review the inspection report.
Exactly. Then I will have said, like, oh, we have septic. I need a home, plumbing or septic company to come and inspect that. Then I get the report, and then we figure out.
Yep.
And then we'll figure out if it works. If it doesn't work, like in one property, they swear the septic was working, but it was from 1950s. So that septic was already like with a lot of roots and stuff like that. So it needed to be replaced.
Yeah.
So this is why things are important. And sometimes we try to save the money,
right? Because
we don't. Well, we barely have the money. Let's just
and how much is an inspection report? Like $350 to $700. So it's not that much.
It's not that much. The thing is the following: people are hesitant to do it because if the transaction cancels, well, you lost the money.
Right.
You did lost the money.
Yeah.
And I understand it's $300, $400, $800 that you lose, but I would rather, me personally, and I could share in a personal experience because of that, spend the money, even if you don't have it. You know, you could borrow it from somewhere, but that way you know that what you're buying is something that you know the conditions that it is.
Yep.
And now you accept it as the conditions that it is.
Yep.
If it has a problem, we negotiate either for that problem to be fixed, or if it doesn't get fixed, at least you are aware. Well,
exactly.
This is how it is. After I buy the property, I could fix it on my own time. I could hire my cousin, or I could hire the handyman, or whatever it is that you decide to do.
Yep. I mean, that's a great tip. It's a so simple detail, and it's only $350 to $700, $800. It's going to save you a lot of time. In my experience, I always get an inspection report, and I went through like multiple reports, maybe like 3-4 before buying quadruple units. You know, but you want to make sure you're inspecting your property.
Absolutely.
You don't want to come up with surprises later, $50,000 later.
No, absolutely no, or more,
or more.
And if you don't want to pay, and if your cousin or your nephew or your dad or your brother, it is a licensed contractor, they could do a home inspection report, and they could generate a report where they state and they put their license, the conditions that it is.
Yeah.
If you want to go the route, save the money, you could do it, but
you still got to pay your cousin.
Yeah.
Right? So it's about the same thing.
Or more.
Or more.
It's family.
Yeah, family. Yeah. That's tricky.
Yeah. That free favor is going to come back somehow.
Yeah, it's going to come back later. Hey.
Yeah.
You want to be my padrino?
Yeah, or like quinceañera.
$7,000 for the banda.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm just saying, whatever it is,
But it's true.
it's an advice.
Yeah.
So that's my advice there.
Perfect. Perfect. So, so right now, how long have you been in the real estate industry?
So since 2018,
Yeah.
it's going to be 6 years, May 28th this year.
Yeah. So right now, so what is that company? When did you start that company?
So this is funny. Okay, going back, I started on Capitus.
Ovier, Alvarez Group, right? That's what it's called?
The Ovier Alvarez Group now. Let me
Yeah.
go to that story. So I started in Capitus for 2.5 years. I outgrew the company from being, the only Latino. I became number 2 in the entire office. The other better agent there, it was actually the manager.
Yeah.
The manager, and then it was me. And I was between number 1, number 3 going, because, every month is different.
Yeah.
So I was around there.
You were staying competitive.
Yeah, so I have grown the office, and I needed help.
Yeah,
I needed help, and I couldn't. And nobody in the office wanted to help me.
Yeah.
Nobody in the office wanted to partner up. We were so competitive. So I'm like, having a business, not necessarily to give away, but I need support. So that made my decision for me to transition. There was my friend James Gold in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
He's an excellent young guy, younger than me, and he's on the luxury world and doing very, very good. So we talk, and then I'm like, well, you're doing great in Palm Springs on the luxury world. I'm doing very, very well here on the desert in Georgia Tree, Yucca Valley. We should work together. It's kind of like the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, that would be great. Let's do it. But he's like, but I'm not moving companies. I'm like, well, I didn't even know what company he was with.
It's like, I'm not moving companies and cities.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, well, who you are with? Well, I'm with Cobanker. Well, I'm with Capitus. And I'm like, well, then okay, I'll go with you are.
Yeah.
I didn't care so much for the company, because one of the things that I have learned is not much the company. It is more you.
Yeah,
the relationships that build, the clients come to you because the relationship you build with them. The quality of work that you do with them.
Right.
The company does matter because it has some sort of allure, the brand. But let's say people care 20% for the brand, and 80% is you, the person, the delivery. So
I agree.
Then I went at Coldwell Banker because my friend was there. So I got there. We were figuring out how to work together to work as a team. 2 months went by. I was very, very busy working with 10 to 20 escorts at the time. He was very busy. We couldn't figure out how to, because we were so busy, and then some amigos got there on the way, but we're amazing friends, don't get me wrong. So we decided not to work together. And the manager at the time at Cobanker is like, Ovier, well, you have the numbers, you have the skill, you have everything. Why don't you create your own team? And I'm like, oh, I never thought about that.
You're like, boom.
Yeah. So it's like, I help you. Okay. And the Ovier Alvarez Group was born. So from me alone, in 2 years, I got 12 agents.
Wow.
Working there with me.
It's amazing.
And once again, on that Palm Springs Coldwell Banker office, I was probably third or fourth Latino. And in 2 years, I wanna say I was under top 10 agents, close to top 5-ish, depending the month and whatever. And with 12 agents, it was a struggle. Oh, but also my team, it was a very, very inclusive team, because that was a goal of mine. I wanted to give an opportunity of whoever had the drive to wanting to change their life. So excuse me, or beautiful color folk, black people. I'm not. Is my first team member. Was a veteran, a black guy.
Wow.
I can't remember his name right now, so I apologize about that. I can't right now. I can't. I'm very good with faces. It takes me right now. I can't. He was my first team member, and I speak with pride because he trusted me to be part of my team, and I was so happy. Like, He was a veteran, a black,
Yeah.
and he had the drive to
Yeah,
do,
military people, veterans. Woo,
yeah, to do
those
something.
are the best hires.
So I'm like, I think his name was Marcel. I need to figure out because right now I don't know. Okay, working with me for 2 years, I can't remember his name.
Marcel or Marcelo?
Yeah, someone right
Either
there.
or.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
he worked with me.
Yeah.
He did multiple closings.
Yeah.
And then one after him, it came 2, 3, 4, 5. Marcel was black. Then I got like three Latinos. I
Mhm.
got a Asian girl that was working with me, and a Jewish gentleman. So it
Nice.
was pretty mixed.
Yeah.
Pretty mixed, and I was very proud of that. That we were a very inclusive,
Mhm.
representing everybody.
Right.
And I mean, what I mean with inclusive, I mean inclusive as anybody deserves an opportunity.
Right.
I don't care the race you are. You're Latino, you're black, you're
Mhm.
white, you're yellow, whatever it is. You have a drive, you have a dream. You're always gonna be welcome with me because I see the person. I don't see
Right. The outside.
the other things.
Right.
To me, I always tell that
It's who you are.
that was
Yeah.
very harsh with my team. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I don't care. Like any
Yeah.
of those things, you prove me who you are with your work,
Right.
with your actions. Simple as that.
Yep. Yep. So what makes you different between other companies, your competitors?
What makes me different from my competitors? I think it is my dedication to deliver
Mhm.
good work, and I don't make promises. I always tell my clients the only promise that I make you is that I'm going to work hard for you. Either I'll make you money or save you money. I cannot promise you I'm going to sell your home in 2 days. And I'm gonna promise you that I don't promise things that I cannot deliver.
Right.
The only thing that I promise my clients, if I work with you, I am going to make sure I do the best work possible that I can do for you.
You're gonna be all in.
That exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I can promise. Because there's many people that make a lot of promises, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not sure that I could fulfill that.
Yeah.
And if I say those things, it has happened to me.
Yeah.
It has happened. And one of the things Caroline told me, whatever you promise a client, you better deliver it.
Do it. Yeah, we have a saying in our company. We say if something happens, we break something or something happens, something goes sideways, we eat it with enthusiasm, right? So
I remember one time I made the mistake that one of my transactions, I know better now. I told my client, you will be closing and you will be making X amount of money.
yeah,
Uh, and we came a little bit short than that X amount of money. Not my fault.
yeah,
It's the breakdowns. I don't. I'm not escrow. I don't take care of those fees. So we came
all
short.
right, it's out of your hands.
My client was upset, and then I did tell him, I did tell you we're gonna make this much money.
Yeah.
You will make that much money. I pay the difference out of my pocket.
Ooh, it's a
Because
big commitment.
because to me it was very important that my client was happy.
Yeah,
I absorbed. It was my fault. I say something, and the client's like, you say this. Yep, I did, and yeah, you will get that.
nice. I like it.
So now I don't make those mistakes. I clarify, hey,
Yeah.
you know what? This is a quote.
Yeah.
This is an estimate. Do not take me by because rates or whatever. I don't.
it's crazy.
I don't control any of that.
Yeah.
Actually, these are things that I'm not even.
You can only
responsible.
control yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you say something, you have to
own it.
you have to own it. So I learned my lessons, and that was one of those lessons. But I don't make promises that I cannot fulfill. The only promise that I promise people, I'm going to tell you the truth even if you don't like it.
Mhm.
I am not going to do nothing illegal. You want me to do under the table,
Yeah.
or you say like, oh, I'm going to give money over so he could do things. I do nothing of that.
Yeah.
I don't get kickbacks from people. I make at least recommendations that I can because I have learned on this career.
Mhm.
Let's say I could refer someone and they
Right.
fuck up. It's
Yeah.
my fuck up.
Yep. 100%.
And I have made recommendations and people have fuck up. And now I have to go fix their fuck ups because I'm going to lose a client.
Yeah, you have to be real careful who you recommend. It's kind of hard. I mean, people don't communicate. They don't answer the phone. They don't deliver, and they don't care. And then so that's why you have to be careful who you recommend.
because I'm losing a relationship.
Yep.
And then I tell people, you know what? I'm not sending you a client. I'm putting you with a relationship that has cost me time for me to build.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they might give you this opportunity because they trust me,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm referring someone trustworthy.
Exactly.
So I beg, I tell everybody, if you're gonna do something, to tell them that if you could do it, tell them you could do it. If you cannot do it,
transparency.
I can't do this,
1,000%.
or it's gonna cost this to do it because X, Y, Z. Do not promise them this price and then you finish and it's gonna be this because X, Y, Z. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And clients don't like that either.
Nobody likes that.
But I have taken responsibilities of people that they have failed me, and then I have stepped up because I don't see my clients as a number. Right. A lot of agents, a lot of people in this industry, they see a number. Chicken, cash, I'm gonna make this much money, and I help them buy or sell the house, and that's it. I'm not gonna see them again. This is a very, very small world.
Don't be transactional. No. Be a long-term relationship.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that I learned.
Yep.
Because I could help you, Jonathan, right now. And if I do a good job, you might refer me your cousin, your brother, your sister, your dog, your grandma, whatever, or your friend.
Yeah.
Because or someone out there might ask you, hey, I need a real estate agent. You're like, well, Ovier, help me. You might recommend me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's more important that you have a good experience with me, because if someone ever asks you, you can refer me. And that referral from me is worth more than gold.
Right.
But for me to earn that, I have to do a good job.
Yep.
And if I don't do a good job, nobody's going to recommend me.
I love it. Same thing with us. We over-deliver. We over-promise and we over-deliver. Every single time. Well, it's kind of hard to say.
I under-promise and I try to over-deliver. Yeah. But let me tell you, I've been so proud that, you know what? Some of my base clients, my Chinese clients, I have closed with these Chinese clients probably over 12 transactions in the past 10 years.
Wow.
Chinese.
Yeah, that's like the hardest.
They barely...
When I'm competing against China, I'm like...
They barely even speak English.
Yeah.
And I'm there, translating and making sure that,
you're like... Ching, 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 ching.
Well, they said that they son un poco más codos. They don't like to spend a lot of money. Well, I have got them very good deals. That's why they came back and back and back and back with me, because they know Ovier will do a good job.
Yep.
And then I have told them, when I could do something, I do it. And when I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
I have an experience with some Italian clients that they bought a house.
Yeah.
And they wanted to buy a second house. I went to show them a home, multiple homes. And they found one that they liked.
Yeah.
And they asked me, hey, Ovier, what do you think about this house? Oh, it's a nice house, blah, blah, blah. I told them everything, blah, blah. And they asked me, would you buy this house? And I'm like, ooh, this is a tricky question.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you my professional opinion or my friend opinion?
Yeah.
Which one you want? Your professional opinion. No, I wouldn't buy this house and I wouldn't pay more than X amount of money. I did tell them.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I give them, this is my reasoning. I can't quite remember what it was back then, but this is my reason why I wouldn't buy this house and I wouldn't pay much more than this money. If you want it, then this is my advice as your real estate agent.
Yeah.
Well, we want it. Okay. It was $444,000. And I told them I wouldn't pay more than $250 for the house.
More than 250,000.
Yeah, I said. Yeah, wow. I said I wouldn't pay more.
Big difference.
Very big.
Double the price.
Well, they bought the house. They paid $440. 2 years later, they call me back. Hey, Ovier, we want to sell the house because we're divorcing. So we want you to help us. And of course, it was my pleasure. I go take a look at the house. They have done some amazing work. It looks great. And I'm already biting my nails. Fuck, the question is going to come.
How much is the house worth?
Exactly.
200,000.
I was already prepared, for the question. well, how much do you think I could sell it for?
Yeah.
And I'm like, before I tell you, tell me how much do you had spent on the house? That way I know my numbers,
Yeah.
you know. Well, close to 120. Okay, and we bought 144, so that put it 560.
Yeah.
I said he wanted $750,000 for the house. I said I'm lucky if I could sell it at 590.
590. Yeah.
Yeah, it have gone up.
Yeah.
It
Over
have
the
it
years.
have gone up. I said, but I'm lucky if I could sell it with that. I was honest and truthful. I did not get the listing because
Right.
I didn't like what I was telling them, you know. But I had to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
I always told them the truth from the very beginning. You know, probably if they had paid less than 440, they wouldn't be so much of a struggle because 440 they
Mm-hmm.
put 120 that
Right.
give us to 560.
Mm-hmm.
They did list the property with someone else. I don't remember the history because I didn't follow it. You know,
Right.
I didn't want to, whatever. But let's assume the property sold maybe 650. They
Mm-hmm.
barely made any money if it sold at that.
Yeah.
If
Because the
it's
property was worth 250. So if they would have bought another property that was 250 and put 120, they would have made double the money.
up, of course,
But since they overpay, then yeah.
yeah, of course. And that's another thing. You know, a lot of people go by, and
Mm-hmm.
the agents, not everybody, but they want you to buy,
Yeah.
so they don't advise you.
Yeah.
Like they don't see on the future, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, yeah, right now the market back then it was doing very good, things were selling,
Yeah.
so the people didn't that 2 3 years later would this property be worth more
Yeah.
or be worth less or
Yeah.
will be around.
Yeah.
And I did project, probably not,
Yeah.
probably not. So I lost a client.
Right.
Since then they have never talked to me, but not my fault. I feel very happy that I did my job,
Right.
that I told them the truth. So with me, you get the truth. Even if you like it or you don't like it, you get the truth.
Yeah. So what motivates Ovier to stay energetic and fully engaged in your business?
What motivates me? Wow, I always struggle with that because I need to get like new things. I'm not married. I don't have kids, so I don't have that personal motivation like because of my kids or because of my family.
Right.
I have my parents. Um, I think
What
what
makes you wake up in the morning and hustle at 6 a.m.?
that I want to be a success story,
Mm,
whatever that be.
that's great.
I don't want to be like a. I don't want
You're
anything.
already a success
I
story.
don't.
Selling 48 houses a year, that's not success. The average people sells 2 houses.
Well, to me, no. I need to sell
Uh,
more. I need to.
yeah.
And right now, I feel that I haven't.
What is the goal? How many houses you want to sell in the next
w-
3 to 5 years?
Well, I don't think I call them more for houses, but I have like
Changing lives?
I have goals like
Yeah.
number wise,
Right.
that I want to do,
Right.
that what I want to earn. Um, and things are changing. I just went through a very personal experience
Right.
in these past 2 years. My dad got diagnosed with cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
He's fine, and this is why these past 2 years has been a little struggling. A little. My dad got diagnosed with cancer. I had to pay for a very very expensive insurance for them to take care of him for almost a year, and he decided not to do chemo. He went the natural route. He's doing better, but that was a little struggle to the year and all the personal relationship stuff that got me out of the focus.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been real estate is very stressful, so I have gone to the hospital for stress.
Wow.
You know, and then since I stress, I suffer from stomach issues.
Yeah.
Got diagnosed with diverticulosis like a year and a half ago. I went to the hospital because I was bleeding.
Wow.
And then I have to readjust a couple things. I just got out of a relationship in November, so
Yeah.
it puts you out a little bit. I like a year ago, I dismantled my team. I fired everybody. If you guys are seeing me over there, if I did something to upset you or something wrong, I apologize. Because not necessarily I'm the most nice person in the world. Sometimes I do have you know, like anybody else.
Yeah.
But I did fire everybody on my team. Why did I fire everybody on my team? I was burned out. I was burned down from both ends because I am the person that always gives, and when I don't stop. And then I became angry, and I became resentment and demanding, and people that were not doing what I thought they needed to do or measure to my level.
Right.
That's when some of the firing started, and I went to therapy. It was a lot happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot happening. Um, I moved companies from Coa Banker to a
Hmm.
different company, experience, something different because I wanted to learn other things. Not because anything wrong with Coa Banker. Let me tell you, being a Coa Banker has been an amazing place that I was. And then I moved on to EXP with a team. I joined a team, a bigger team, because I wanted to experience how was a team, a better team, so I could learn more professionally.
Yeah.
Because after 4 years on the business, I'm like, I want to run a business. I don't want to run a kindergarten. I don't want to run a
Yeah.
nonprofit. I want to actually run a business.
Yeah.
My
Make
dad.
money.
Yeah, my dad got diagnosed with cancer, so I'm like, fuck, I need to make money. I need to make wealth.
Yeah.
Because whatever happens,
When time flies. Yeah.
me and my siblings, we're gonna be the ones taking care of. At one point, we were talking if my dad doesn't make it,
Yeah.
So those thoughts were coming to my mind, and that's why I got to a point that I needed to stop and start over and rethinking, because I'm the person that you ask me for help, and I'm now gonna say no.
Yeah. Can I borrow $1 million?
If I have it, I
Nah, I'm just
probably
kidding.
no. If I have it and I can,
Yeah.
I'm the person
No.
that if I can help,
No,
I
but
do.
true. Yeah, you look really giving to people.
And then I need to learn to say no.
Yeah.
I definitely need to learn to say no to people, to some things, not necessarily everything.
No, it's true. I'm the same way. I'm always giving back to people.
And I don't mind. I actually I love helping people.
Hmm.
I do, but now I'm like, maybe not everybody needs help.
Yeah.
There is a difference, and this is something I learned. Instead of me helping you, giving you money,
Yeah.
I rather teach you how to earn your own money.
Hmm.
That's what I learned with my journey when having my own team with agents. I think now, especially after COVID, not everybody, not everybody, nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
People want things to be handed to them.
They just want to fish. They don't want to go fishing.
Exactly, and I'm not that person. If
Yeah.
I might be able to help you once or twice or three times or something like that, but if you start taking more, then after that you're a nuisance to me. And I don't say this on the wrong way. It's just kind of like, I'm happy to help you,
Mhm.
but I'm not here to solve your problems. I have my own problems.
Yeah.
And then at one point, I was solving everybody else's problems.
So you fire everyone, and now you got your team back together.
Yeah. Well, I moved companies. I was there for 5 months. I realized that place was not where I wanted, what I needed to be.
Right.
Amazing place. I was with Andrew Warburton. I learned a lot from that gentleman. Scottish.
Yeah.
My first mentor was Scottish.
Yeah.
And the second mentor, in a way, with Andrew.
Yeah.
Him, I did learn a lot, but I learned that was not the place to be. So I interview with multiple companies, actually, because people love me for some reason. They want me to go work with them. Maybe because I make money or I make them
Make
money.
a lot of money. You're smart.
So I interviewed with multiple companies, and there was one company that kind of catch my eye. Engels and Bolter. They specialize in the luxury. They were open a new office on El Paseo. So I decide to join them,
Hmm.
and this is gonna surprise everybody, but I just left Wednesday.
Wow.
So news to
Yeah.
some people.
Wow.
I just left Wednesday, and I'm back with Coa Banker. I'm back with Coa Banker, and I'm starting my team, the Ovier Alvarez group again. So
Nice.
anybody wants to do real estate, you're welcome to come in my team.
Congrats. You guys
Um,
want to make $1 million? There it
but
is.
with me, you have to work.
Yeah.
I will teach you how to work. I will teach you how to make money, good money, but you need to put the effort.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So in Angus and Bulker EV, amazing place. It just not exactly where what I need at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a person that takes me a lot of time to make a decision. I think. And I was just telling my mom the other day, you know what? This was the easiest decision that I ever made.
Yeah.
This transfer. Uh, because I was really hoping for. I had a plan,
Yeah.
and this is why I couldn't go to your meeting. The other day because a lot of things had happened
Yeah. No. Yeah.
during this week. And I just figure out, it's not where I want to be. So I came back co-banker because aligns more with my plans and my plans from the future. I want to build a business.
Right.
I would like to have my own real estate company. I will have my own escrow company, lending company, and other companies, not just real estate.
Oh, that's huge.
I actually would like
Yeah.
to, would like to build wealth. I told the manager, I called the banker the other day because I had to interview with him again. I called the vice president, and then I said like, "Hey guys, I'm thinking to coming back. Is there a possibility?" And he's like, "Ovier, you always have the doors open here with us." So yes. And a part of interviewing back with him, I did told Tom Pelton, that's his name. I don't want to be no longer an employee. Well, I'm not an employee as a realtor, and
Yeah.
you're an independent contractor, but I don't want to be just a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I want to become a business owner. Why? Because I have to do something for myself. My parents kind of in a way depend of me, depend of me and my siblings, and eventually in the future, I
Mm-hmm.
will like to have my own family, and I wanna have something,
Yeah.
and that's the plans for the future.
What they tell you?
A co-anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're welcome here till you
You-
decide to do
far away.
exactly, to do what you have to do. And I know it's gonna take me time. I have put myself my goals, maybe a year and a half to 2 years, maybe a little longer, three. I need to save some money, make some decisions, make some partnerships, but that's the goal. I just bought, with the help of my family, my brother, a restaurant. I
Nice.
actually bought
Congrats.
a commercial building that it has a restaurant on the bottom. It has three apartments out of state. So that's my first commercial building that I
Nice.
own. I'm in escrow and a fourplex on apartments out of state. Knock on wood, that happens. We don't know. We're on the transition. So I'm starting to think,
Differently.
yes, I'm starting to think differently. And one of the things that I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
because I went to Tony Robbins last year,
Nice.
really unleash the power within you.
Yeah.
And being there was over probably 14,000 people on that event. It was amazing. 4 nights, people from 90 different countries. Out
Wow.
of 15,000 people that were there, I got surprised for one thing.
What's that one thing?
There were not enough Mexicans there.
Really?
No. There were a lot of Latinos.
Yeah.
Yes. There were people from Spain, from Argentina, from Central America, from Colombia, from Venezuela, from
Mhm.
you name it.
Yeah.
You name every other country. I probably, among 15,000 people, if I met 10 Latinos, Mexicans, including myself, that was too much. And at about 90% of the people that were at that event, they were business owners.
Mm.
They were
Yeah.
business owners. The one Mexican friend, actually, we became friends. He owns 5 restaurants in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
He migrated, no documents. He was a dishwasher. From being a dishwasher, now he owns a little chain.
Yeah.
He has gone. So that was a great
Motivation.
motivation to me. But that was what made me actually start going to different seminars and events and where I actually meet you, because
Infinite growth.
yes,
Mhm.
because I'm like, I need to find who are the Latino business owners in California.
Right. Elevating yourself with other like-minded
Yeah,
people.
exactly. And I do think we in real estate, well, not just in real estate, but overall, the
Mm-hmm.
Latino community, it is the biggest minority in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And as the biggest minority, actually, we Mexicans, we are one from that minority of Latinos. We Mexicans are the bigger ethnic group in that minority.
Mm-hmm.
We have a tremendous purchasing power,
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary purchasing power. We're
Mm-hmm.
no longer like not competitive. The Latino community is as
Mm-hmm.
competitive as the white community.
Oh yeah, like 5 years, 10 years from now, it's gonna be 80% Latinos in the United States.
So we are extremely competitive, and it is a shame that there are not enough Latino business owners.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get
That's why
there.
we're here.
That's what we hear.
Yeah.
Not only there are not enough, Latino owners, there are not enough Latino representation in power either.
Mhm.
That's another thing.
Mhm.
There is more Black representation in government than Latinos.
Yeah.
And amazing for our Black brothers. That's
Mhm.
great that they
Yeah.
have the representation. We also need more Black businesses too.
Yeah.
But definitely we need more, and that what made me to go. I
Yeah.
wanted to learn.
Mhm.
So going through this, I went through Alvarez,
Mhm.
event
Yeah.
through my friend um, Jared,
Yeah.
who invited me, and it was a privilege for me to be there because Albert owns multiple businesses,
Right.
and I don't know much about Albert. I
Right.
don't know him personally. We're not like friends or anything like that. We have talked a few times, but to me, it was impressive.
Yeah.
His story. He has 1, 2, 3 companies
Mhm.
here in Los Angeles. Also, migrant, struggling, guy that is building his little empire. That was very motivational. That him and other stories, like his from the people that I have met, has making me believe, we have what it take.
Yeah.
We do have what it take, and sometimes this is Latinos. We we don't need a white hero.
Mhm.
We don't need a Black hero, with all due respect. We don't
Mhm.
need any other ethnicity heroes. We need our own hero,
Mhm.
our own community, and we need to elevate ourselves.
Mhm.
Sometimes we Latinos, we're like the guys al pozo. En vez de que te ayuden a subir, te jalan para abajo. We need to elevate ourselves. Our purchasing
Yeah.
power is tremendously. And if we unite more,
Mhm.
we will be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable. No question about that.
We're already unstoppable.
We are.
It's a matter of time.
But you know what we lack?
Yeah.
On our community, we lack leadership.
Yeah.
There's no leadership. And some of the multimillionaires, name one Latino or Mexican.
Jonathan Rodriguez.
All right. They were
No,
there. No, that's great. That's
Yeah.
the attitude. We need to believe that
Yeah.
we can do it, and not just say it. We will do it. Eventually, will happen.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. But right now, I don't want to say that there is not, because right now nobody comes to mind. But if there is, that's amazing. But it definitely needs to be more.
I mean, there's
more
a
of
lot.
us.
There's a bunch of people, but I mean, they're not all together. But eventually, yeah, we have to be more people and support ourselves and think alike, and give us, like you said, leadership for other same Latino, Mexican people.
And
agree.
I think part of it is, for us, we Latinos,
Yeah.
for us, these Mexicans, it is very taboo
Mm-hmm.
to seek education on finances, on real estate, on business. And I think if we really want to better ourselves and our families, we need to invest more of our time in this type of education.
Exactly.
Seeking the professionals that can help us, that we could learn from, how to invest in real estate, how not just real estate, other type of businesses, how to generate wealth.
Mhm.
That doesn't come so easy. We are
Yeah.
used to being amazing, hardworking people, but
Mhm.
we're not gonna be that hardworking people forever if we want to excel and do better.
Yeah.
We need to educate ourselves.
And work smarter,
Exactly. Work
not
smarter.
harder.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people work harder, not smarter. And I'm one of those persons. I'm trying to learn my lessons. So one of those lessons for you guys out there: seek help. And also, if you're a Latino business owner, a Mexican business owner, be proud of it and say it, but also be able to help others,
Mm-hmm.
but others who want help.
Yeah, take others along the way.
Yeah.
For sure. I think we went over an hour on the
Oh
podcast,
shit.
but that's totally fine. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Alvarez is a great guy. He owns a lot of companies. What is it? The mortgage guys, Ambience, Conquer. Not only that, but the masterminds, the leadership, the all the classes that he hosts, and I mean that's amazing. Yeah, we're gonna get there, and we have a great community. And thank you for being here. And then just lastly, can you name something out like any advice for real estate or just anything in business in general for the audience?
Yes. So I think my advice to you, if you thinking in building wealth or getting into business, seek help, a mentorship. But do not be satisfied with one answer, because maybe someone will give you a good answer, maybe someone will give you the wrong answer, and you'll be disencouraged. Be curious, ask more,
Mm-hmm.
seek different business people, different people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and another thing, this is funny. Don't ask another pendejo. Don't ask someone that is doing worse than you. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
find a role model,
Yeah.
someone that said, like, you know what? Well, he has a company or he's doing a little bit better. Let me try to ask him. And if that person doesn't give you the best answer, go beyond that and ask someone else. And ask for help. It's fine to ask for help, and it doesn't have to be a
Mm-hmm.
Latino. It could be someone else. Some of the best advice that I have got, they were not necessarily Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
There were other people. I'm gonna tell you something out there. Maybe it's not gonna be for free. Do not expect things to be for free. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
If you want to advance in life, things are not gonna be free. But if you're willing to pay the price and you're willing to, put the work and the effort, you will learn and you will know how to do what it need to be do.
Yep. 1,000%. Pay to play. Find a mentor, find the right mentor in your industry, and make sure you have a blueprint so you get there faster. You're cutting time and you're getting there faster. But yeah, man, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you again. I really
Thank
appreciate
you,
you.
Ovier. Please follow Ovier. Do you want to name some of your social platforms?
Absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at j.ovier. That's very easy. Or if you need anything in real estate, I don't have to help you, but if you need any advice, you can call me at 626-510-7042. Thank you.
There you have it. Thank you for being here, Limitless CEO Podcast. We'll see you on the next time. Please subscribe and follow us for more. Thank you. Peace out.